Chicken farmer. Let's talk about it. What's up, boys and girls and Wolverines of all ages? It's me, John Crump, heavyweight champion of journalism. Today, we are brought to you by JSD Supply. JSD Supply makes some of the sickest 80% kits on the planet. Check out their P320 kit. It's insane. They also make some really cool slides. If you can do me a big favor, like, comment, subscribe, and share. It really helps with the algorithm, and we are always in a constant battle against the algorithm. Okay, so let's talk about something today that's very near and dear to my heart. Bump stocks. Okay, so a few months ago, chicken farmer Rob Olson, who happens to be one of my best friends, argued in front of a panel of 3 judges in the 6th Circuit Court out of Ohio. He won that handily. And in fact, the panel ruled that bump stocks are not machine guns. So the government got their panties all in a bunch and just asked for an en banc hearing. An en banc hearing basically means that the full bench hears the case. Since the government got their en banc hearing, it basically meant that it's a do-over. I mean, the court's decision was vacated and Rob had to go to Ohio to re-argue the same case that he already won on. Luckily for him, his opponent was Brad Hinshelwood, who was having a senior moment through the whole entire trial. And basically, Rob was Neganed Lucille, and Hinshelwood was Glenn's head. If you don't watch Walking Dead, that's a Walking Dead reference. Okay, so Rob argued that the ATF overstepped their bounds when they changed the definition of a machine gun to include a bump stock. He basically said they can't use Chevron deference because Chevron deference have never been used in a criminal statute. And he's right. No one has ever went to jail for violating a statute that was decided through Chevron. Chevron deference, if you don't know, I'll remind you one more time that means if a statute or rule is ambiguous, that the agency in charge gets to decide what it means. So what happened was the state's attorney gets up there and he argues that, hey, the ATF never said they were using Chevron deference. They just misinterpreted this rule for its whole entire existence until right now. And now it decided, hey, we were wrong for decades, but now we're right. And bump stocks are now a machine gun. He didn't really know too much about guns. He even admitted that he's never fired a bump stock or any type of thing like that. And he got called on a few different things from a few different judges. One of the judges asked him, well, if one pull of a trigger is a semi-automatic rifle and you have to pull the trigger each time a fire or bullet is fired, then how is that a machine gun? And he really didn't have a good answer. They also asked him why a rubber band is in a machine gun. He didn't really have a good answer. He just said that because it's easily convertible to a machine gun. And they said by sticking a bump stock on an AR-15, it turns an AR-15 into a machine gun, right? And he was like, yeah. He goes, then does the government have the power to ban all AR-15s because they're easily convertible to machine guns? And his response was, I will get back to you. It was a bloodbath, and this guy should be put out to pasture. We don't know when the decision is going to come back, but it will come back. But the state's attorney seriously had a hard time with the serious grilling that he got from the judges. I mean, it looked like he was going to cry, or sounded like he was going to cry, and he had like the biting disease of not knowing where the hell he was. So hopefully we get a good decision out of that. Either way, it's going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will have to decide whether they want to take it or not. If GOA wins, I'm sure they will, because what it would do, it will cause a split, because the 10th ruled that the ATF has the ability to ban bump stocks, and the 6th would have ruled that the ATF doesn't have the ability to ban bump stocks. So the Supreme Court would have to decide that, and they've been itching to get their hands on a Chevron case for a long time. So I think it will go, and it will go our way. All right, with that said, I got to do a live stream right now, in fact. So check it out, John Crump Live, where I do all my live streams. My Patreon is John Crump on Patreon, so patreon.com/John Crump. So stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, keeping the fight. I am out. Thank you, Tusk, TUFC.network, for helping with the channel, and I'm out. Wolverines, motherfucker.